Welcome back to If You Don't Know Now You Know TV. It's your boy Two Saint once again, bringing you back another one. Saw some things about Kendrick Lamar this week. Guess a couple of weeks with the Grammy Awards, 2, 3 weeks ago, whatever. Then I see the Super Bowl, of course, and the disturbing part about it is, I mean, the unbelievers do what unbelievers do. We don't judge unbelieving people that don't believe in the same thing. But when you are a Christian and you are championing certain things, it's a problem. And maybe we need to be discipled or have a better understanding of what you say you believe. When you have a man that is saying certain things that you may not even know, right? But you got to do your research before we make comments on things and champion things that we have no clue about. I had to learn that too. I can't just champion something without doing my own research, right? So, you know what? Let's get to this. I don't want to ramble. I want to just get to the video and let me know what you think about what Kendrick Lamar says, some of you guys' favorite rapper.
Told me to face it. Y'all blessed me to be up on this stage. And we make sure we blessed to give y'all some shit you can feel. And that's the real reason why I wrote Mr. Morale, because everybody's going through something. No matter what you're going through, imperfection is beautiful. I wear this crown. They judge Christ. They judge you. They judge Christ. They judge you. They judge Christ. I wear this as a representative.
First of all, why was Christ judged? He was judged because the people, the religious leaders, the Pharisees, did not, well, they believed he was speaking blasphemy because he was basically showing and saying that he was God. That's the issue. These issues of abortion and all those things is not the same. Because Jesus is the creator. The creator was being judged by his own creation. The creator was being judged by his own creation, and he did no wrong. So let's continue.
So you'll never forget one of the greatest prophets that ever walked the earth. They judge you.
Now, I want to rewind that part real quick.
Greatest prophets that ever walked the earth. They judge.
Greatest prophets that ever walked the earth. Let me let you hear it again.
Ever walked the earth. They judge you.
Prophet that ever walked the earth. Now, when you think about that, right? Do you believe that Jesus is only a prophet? Do you believe that Jesus is only a prophet? I always share this with Muslims. I said, do prophets lie? They say no. So I said, when Jesus is expressing himself, he's always expressing himself as the servant king, as God in the flesh. Let's go to, I want to go to the word real quick, right? And I want to share some things here. Let's do this. Sorry for my mishaps tonight, but let's see what we got here. Let's go here. And let's do this first. Okay, let me stay here. This is the Pharisees, right? Jesus claims about him, what Jesus claimed about himself. Let's read. Let's do a little reading today, wherever you are. Then Jesus answered him, aren't we right in saying that you are a Samaritan and demon-possessed? Number one, Jesus is not a Samaritan. There was always conflict between Jesus and Samaritans, so they're already disrespecting Jesus anyway, because we know that Jesus is a Jew. And they're saying about demon possession. How can Jesus, who's casting out demons, be a demon? I am not possessed by a demon, said Jesus. But I honor my Father, and you dishonor me. I am not seeking glory for myself, but there is one who seeks it, and he is the judge. Very truly I tell you, whoever obeys my word will never see death. And this they explain. Now we know that you are demon possessed. Abraham died and so did the prophets. Yet you say that whoever obeys your word will never taste death. Now they're saying he's demon possessed because he's making these claims about himself. In verse 53, and are you greater than our father Abraham? He died, and so did the prophets. Who do you think you are? Now, because why would they say that? Because he's making these claims. Let's see what claim he's making. Jesus replied, if I glorify myself, and my glory means nothing, my Father whom you claim as your God is one who glorifies me. Jesus and the Heavenly Father are both glorified, right? Though you do not know him, I know him. If I said I do not, I would be a liar like you. Jesus is calling them out to say, if this is the case, then I will be a liar like you. I do not know him and obey his word. But he says, but I do know him and obey his word. So he's saying, I obey him. Let's keep going. Your father Abraham rejoices at the thought of seeing my day. Does that sound? Oh, let's go. Your father Abraham, right, rejoiced at the thought of seeing my day. He saw it and was glad. You are not yet 50 years old, they said to him, and you have seen Abraham? How would Jesus make a claim that Abraham rejoiced in his day when he's not even 50 years old? They just said that Abraham had passed away, right? We know that Abraham saw him in the book of Exodus, which we'll go there. And he said, you are not yet 50 years old. How could you know even Abraham, right? Very surely I tell you, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. He's saying, I am before Abraham was even born. Now, and this, they picked up stones to stone him, but Jesus hid himself, slipping away from the temple grounds. Why do you think they wanted to stone him? Let's see why. Let's do a little studying. Why do you think that? Why would they stone him for making statements like that? So Exodus 3:13, right? Moses said to God. Now he says to who? To God. Suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? Then what shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites, I am has sent me to you. Now, his name, he's saying, I am. Isn't that what Jesus just said to the Pharisees in the New Testament? So when you put that together, he's making this statement that I am God, meaning we said I am God and I am eternal. Forgive me for stuttering. He said that I am eternal. Means I'm eternal. I never had to be in a place of existing like you, because I've always existed. I'm the only existing one. I've always existed. I'm self-sufficient. I need no one. I'm the one who created everything. So now, when you see these things, how can he say, Kendrick Lamar say that Jesus is the greatest prophet? And see, I'm going to show you something else here, right? And I think we need to understand what we're doing and what we're looking at. This is Kendrick Lamar here. This is his cousin, and I read the story up on them. This was a few years ago. You see the tassels down there? That's the Hebrew Israelites, right? Kendrick Lamar has a Bible in his hands, right? And he has a shirt made by the Hebrew Israelites. So it looks like he's ever fellowshipping with the Hebrew Israelites. They don't believe that Jesus is God. Find them on YouTube. You want to check it out? They don't. So how could a Christian champion these things? But maybe you don't know. My show is called If You Don't Know, Now You Know. So if you don't know, now you know, and it's cool. But we also have to be careful not to champion our so-called blackness. Now, my name officially is Toussaint. Reason why, my dad didn't want me to have a slave name. So black history things, if you ask me, I know some stuff because my dad was heavy in that stuff when I was growing up. Our last name was a slave name, so he wanted to make sure my first name was not a slave name. But now, when I come to Christ, when my father came to Christ, that stuff didn't matter anymore. Because now we understand we love all people. Although we love ourselves, we all love ourselves, right? But we also want to love other people and put other people before ourselves. So when Jesus says you need to put your neighbor before yourself, right, in the word, are you not supposed to do that to everyone? The Hebrew Israelites believe that the white man is doomed for hell. Period. But this is the man you guys are championing, and I pray for him. This is not to bash him, right? It's not to bash him, but it's really to shine some light on some of us who may not know certain things, right? And this is the thing here. Let's see. Let me see here. Because the word is true and everything else is a lie, right? And we have to be careful as believers to make sure that we are following the truth and know the truth and not championing things that mean nothing to us. So Ephesians 5:11 have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. What I'm doing tonight is exposing a false doctrine and the music that you so-called guys want to follow. Is it really fruitful? What fruit is it bearing? Does it make you feel good? Because it makes, we got to be careful not to get caught up in our feelings, right? But a lot of us get caught up in our feelings instead of the truth of the word. Ephesians 5:11 again, have nothing to do with fruitless deeds of darkness. So we're saying he's championing black people on the Super Bowl, but then he has an issue with Drake, and then he's tearing a black man down. Help me make it make sense. Even though him and Drake tear each other down. But if you're saying, oh, he's fighting for the black people, he's doing this, but he's also tearing down another black man at the same time. But see, some of us don't know these things. And that's why us Christians, we can't get caught up in the culture. You are a chosen priesthood. That's it. Preach the gospel, because you know what? All that blackness stuff we talk about, which I love my blackness, love my people, that's not it. I love all people as well. But the issue is we're caught up in the culture. Because at the end of the day, we all going to stand before God. He's the creator. He's the one who's made each and every person in his image. Right? So just think about those things. This is just to set some light on some things. Be careful what us as Christians want to follow, and we want to make sure that we are doing things according to God's way, not our own way, not our own feelings, not what we think we believe. And let's share some love and share the light and preach the good news. There's good news every day. The good news is that Jesus paid the ransom for many in Mark 10:45. And then in Romans 3 said, because the wages of sin is death. So his blood covered over our sin and wiped it away for those who choose to believe and follow Christ. And know that now, once he's paid the ransom, then he died, the blood was shed, he died, and on things we got resurrection coming up in a few months, the third day he rose. So my thing is this. It's plain and simple. If you don't know, now you know.